The first thing you notice when you get to Fiji is that everyone says bula at every possible opportunity, meaning hello, goodbye, how are you, etc. The next thing you notice is that most of the housing is corrugated iron, with corrugated iron roofs, corrugated iron walls, sometimes painted bright colours, but sometimes there's no glass in the windows. That's not to say that there isn't some decent housing, and most of the houses do seem to have cars in the drive, but we learnt later that many of them do not have any electricity or running water. In contrast, this is the Sonisali Island Hotel, which was extremely exclusive. As you can see, it's situated on an island just off the coast. Sorry. The Fijian staff are extremely helpful and are eager to do anything they want to make sure your stay continues to be a pleasant one. They seem genuinely pleased to meet you and interested in you and where you are going and what you're doing, etc. In the evening there was a fire-walking ceremony which can only be carried out by one tribe of Fijians. It was all fairly dramatic, and I've cut out most of the ceremonies as it did go on rather, but they were walking on live coals, and I did get near the fire afterwards to check that they were indeed hot. I was suspicious that they first of all stood on some leaves that had been placed on the fire, then rather than stand on the coals themselves they stood on large blocks of stone which had been placed on top, and if you look closely they step from the stones over the hot fiery bits and onto the relatively cool ash on the other side, but then again I might just be a big cynic. We then had a kava ceremony, which is absolutely rooted in Fijian culture. Kava tastes and looks like dishwater, and it's made rather unhygienically by pounding up the roots of a vegetable and then straining these through a water mixture into a bowl, which is then ceremoniously drunk in a particular manner, saying bula at appropriate points.
Papa! Mother! Mother! Mother means give the chief some more. Can't be greedy.
I took a 4-day sailing safari on a 100-foot sailing ship up to the Sawa Islands. We passed many islands which have been used in TV and films such as Castaway, Treasure Island, you name it, including Love Island and Temptation Island. Finally, we reached the island that would be our home for 4 days, with the usual Fijian serenade on arrival. All food that we ate was cooked in the ground in a pit, as you can see, once it had been wrapped in these palm baskets. And everything was wrapped in these, whether it was fish, vegetables or meat.
All sickness. Everything. Flu.
This is where we ate and stayed in the evening. This is taro being prepared. As you can see, it was all fairly labour intensive.
And we get sick from cold.
But then we went to see where we were actually going to stay for the next 4 days. Okay, this is the view from my hut, and this is the hut. Wait till you see it. That's the bed. That's the mosquito net. Bad sign. Those are glass 4 windows. There is no glass. And there's the other bed, which is going to remain empty, I hope. And there's another window. Then outside, the ocean. Cold showers, outside toilets and rudimentary washing facilities, but who cares, we've got a fantastic view. This is a village visit. We all have to wear sarong type things to be modest, and I'm hoping that they aren't going to eat us, but it should be quite good fun. None of the houses on this island have electricity, they don't have running water, they don't have flushing toilets, and they all live in these one-room houses. Most of them are fairly rudimentary, though 1 or 2 of them are made of concrete. Okay, walking through the village at the moment, people washing, cooking, generally hanging out. This looks like the main square now. Well, it could be the church, or it's probably the village meeting place. This is the village. We've just had it explained in the church how the chiefs are hereditary and the chiefs will always be chiefs, and that there is a village spokesman who is always from the spokesman's clan, and then the other men are in the warrior clan, and they all sit together. And if your chief dies, he gives it to his son, or to his brother, or something like that. We're now going to the kava ceremony, which is quite formal, and we're not allowed to film. I haven't seen many people actually walking around here. Perhaps they're hiding. Perhaps they're worried we'll eat them. We now had to go further along the beach to the village meeting centre, where we would have yet another kava ceremony and some ceremonial dancing.
Okay, so what are we gonna do now? Chief, you give your camera to spokesman. Okay, you show him how you operate your camera, and you come up here. You sit in, and now wedding camera.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
From where? Italy? Okay. No,
The next morning we went to the top of the island and looked around to see the vast expanse of the Pacific around us and also the neighbouring islands.
Da haben wir gestern schon mit geschnorchelt.
Ja. Juice. Coconut tree take 5 years to grow, and coconut come out, start to bear coconut. Eh? So when they come out, they green like this when they come out, young one. So they're sitting there, getting old, getting matured, and they turn into brown. Brown, fall to the ground, sitting there for 6 months, nobody move it, another tree come up, coconut tree, right, shooting, eh? Okay, so it's grow into another coconut tree. How to get the milk? The milk come out from the flesh inside, right? How you go down to the flesh? You husk this coconut, right? What's that? What's that?
Yeah?
Milk? Hands of milk. Hands up juice. Hands up no idea. Okay, that's coconut juice, what you can hear. And soft music.
Yeah.
Okay, hard and soft, eh? Soft and hard, eh? So when you husk coconut, you go on the soft part of the coconut, husk. You can't go on the hard part. Otherwise you're gonna break the spike, eh? Alright. Right there. Soft bath. Coconut husk. We make ropes from a coconut husk. Pedal wasigiliti. The timber that run across come out from the coconut trunk. And the rope that tie the timbers together are the coconut husk. We make ropes from a coconut husk. Okay? You count 1, 2, and 3, eh? Louder. Because she's still sleeping. She drank a lot of kava last night. Ready? And 1, together.
1, 2, 3.
Together.
1, 2, 3.
Right?
This is so cool, I have to video it. Just got back from 4 days sleeping in a bure with no air conditioning, no electricity, no power or anything else like this. And they've now given me, when I came back to the resort, this upgrade to, for only about another 30 quid or something to this villa, which I'm going to show you around, okay? So this is the room with a nice sofa. Then you have a TV, air conditioning, big vaulted ceiling, as you can see, with fans. Then nice bathroom touches here, mini bar, big sink, nice bathroom, tasteful windows, that sort of thing. And then moving outside, you just wait till you see the view. I think I'll just live here forever. And in my own little balcony thing, we have, to have it all, a jacuzzi, which I'm going to be in about 10 minutes because I'm filthy dirty, greasy, dirty, horrible and everything. And in case you missed it, this is the view from the balcony. So pretty good, huh? And finally, yet another picture perfect Fijian sunset.